Hi, hi guys. All right. This is going to be a very short one. At this point, you have understood, or I believe that you have understood what social media text means. Um, the things you need to keep in mind when you're creating social media content and some other relevant factors. You also have an assignment, and we're looking forward to what you're going to come up with. So this video is just a very short one that talks about some examples of social media text. So you're going to see some of the things I've mentioned earlier. Oh, not that. You can see some of the things I've mentioned, like using emojis. Anyway, let's just focus on the assignment. So I've highlighted four different examples for four different platforms. Well, five examples for four platforms: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And of course, all of them are related to insight so that you can understand that we don't just preach, we actually do what we preach. Now, this is a Facebook post that says, this is short, this is a motivational post from what you can see. So there is an image and there is the supporting text. Life is all about making sacrifices for achievement. Sometimes you have to calculate and lose the battle in order to win the war. So obviously this is motivational. And there is a call to action that says follow us for more. If this message actually resonated with you, there's nothing from following this page after reading the page. Then we tell you exactly what to follow. And then there are hashtags, motivation right there in front of it. Progress, not perfection, delayed gratification, trying to communicate that this is what we mean, even if you don't get the message at the first instance. By the time you go through the hashtags, you can actually understand or have a better understanding of what the message is. Now, content is not a one-man game, so to speak, or should I say it's not a one-skill game. You can't just be a writer and say that's what you're going to do ever. You're going to know how to write. Well, you need to understand design. Nobody's asking you to take a Canva class or go learn how to use Adobe Pro or whatever other tools that our designers use, but you need to understand what design is. Because if you don't understand design, it will be a little bit difficult for you to create content that a designer that doesn't write can just copy and paste on whatever image they may have created. You get. So this is supposed to be motivational. Somebody wrote this. This text that is on this image, somebody wrote that. Supporting content, which we would like to call a caption, since there's an image, somebody also wrote that. So after writing, somebody made the design and then somebody posted it. Again, content is not it doesn't end at writing, it doesn't end at getting the idea and putting it down. It ends when you've passed the message, when there is proof that you've passed the message that you intended to pass. You get. So if we get followership, if we get some likes, then that means okay, we spoke to somebody, so this content was successful. So that is one example, short, sweet, straight to the point. Now, another example, this one is a little bit longer. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to read all of this. You will be watching, so you can definitely read to the end. What I'm going to point out here is three things. The structure of the content. You see now that if this was a blog post, most of the paragraphs are probably going to be longer than one sentence, like those ones are, right? It's going to be based, of course, based on the website design and some other factors, it's going to be much longer. Some paragraphs have 3, 4, 5 sentences, 3, 4, 5 lines. Some would still have one line, that kind of thing. But like I've said earlier, the platform determines the kind of content that you create. If you go to our website inside the book, you're going to find a much more detailed content that speaks about the exact same thing. These things, these books, there is a blog post that specifically talks about these things. But you don't see us cramming that entire information on Facebook. It's a summary. It's something that by the time somebody is done reading this now and read the short description that you put in the front, if they are interested, they can go directly to find the book and read it. Or if there's a call to action that says, um, read more on our blog and they are interested, the person is actually going to go to the blog and read it. So if somebody clicks on that link, if there's a link that says read more, somebody clicks on that link, then you know that whatever content you may have created was successful because you were able to attract somebody long enough for the person to read what you wrote and then perform the action that you wanted them to perform. At that point, your content is successful. Now, some of the elements that are here, you can see emojis. So emojis and social media posts, they're fine. They work perfectly, right? So it's a visual cue that tells you, oh, there's something here. What is this lollipop talking about? And then at the end of it, thanks to even social media has a way of giving some kind of graphical cue also because when you use hashtags, it gives it another color. You have noticed that too. So, and even if you didn't read the entire thing, the hashtag here says books. If you're someone that is interested in books and you, for some reason, skip this first line, there is a very high chance that when you see books, when you see writers, you would want to go back and read what is there. Okay. And then there is an image that has books in it. So again, yeah, writing is awesome. Writing is amazing. But if you manage to combine your writing skill, this is completely out of topic, but I just have to say you can combine your writing skill with maybe design or social media management, you're going to be a hot cake. So that's for Facebook. Now let's go to all right, this is another not now. All right. This is another post, also social media on Twitter, and of course, also inside. So remember Twitter has character limits, right? In this particular tweet, we have communicated, we have passed the message. Do you want to make six figures every month? Yes, I definitely do. So that first line has caught my attention. In fact, you don't have to read the do you want. When you say six figures every month, my dear, you will stop. Even if you're already making six figures, you want to stop and see, is there another way to make six figures? It's a very attractive, catchy starting line, right? So when you answer yes, then I tell you, learn any of it, go through it, and at the end of the post, we say, follow us for more, right? There isn't so much information. We're just telling you that if you want to increase your earning power, you should try to learn some of these skills. So somebody could like it, follow it, oh boy, would like the tweet or retweet it if they agree with it. And some people did agree with it, or at least had questions. So sometimes the purpose of creating content is not just to get people to click a link or like you want them to actually interact, engagement. So this person says maybe the web design I learned is different because I'm not even making one figure. And we say it's up to how you market yourself. Aha, this is all right. So there's probably more to this conversation, but even if there isn't, if we had a freelancing course, and by the way, we do, and this person is having problem marketing themselves, right? They already have the skill, but they're not making it. And as far as digital skills are concerned, freelancing is one of the straightforward, most popular way to generate income from the skills. So we reply to this person and say, do you want to learn how to market your services? The person says yes. At this point, you can actually pitch and say, okay, send us a message on WhatsApp. Let's talk to you about it. Or if you're so confident that you can convert the person directly on Twitter, you can just say, we have a course about this. Buy here, we'll give you 50% discount. Somebody that is actually going through an issue, somebody that has these skills, and you're telling this person that you're supposed to be making thousands from these skills, and you're not. You're telling this person that this course is going to help you make thousands. My dear, they'll buy. So at that point, again, you know that your content has been successful. So I just remembered something, and let me point that out now that I've remembered. Sometimes when you're maybe applying for a job and okay, let me use Upwork directly as an example. Sometimes when you're sending a proposal on Upwork, they ask you, how do you know when your writing has been successful? These are some of the ways, some of the things that I've mentioned now. So you can just respond by, again, this is a digression, but since you're writers and at the end of the day, the whole goal is to make money, right? And to make money, you have to be able to pick your services and answer some questions. But when somebody asks you, how do you know that your writing has been successful? One of the ways you can answer is, okay, it depends on the intended purpose of the writer. So it can be that somebody clicked the link, like you're able to track that somebody clicked the link or somebody responded to the writing or somebody shared it. There are many metrics to determine when a content has been successful. It depends on what you initially wanted that content to do and what it ended up doing. So that is by the way. Next, we have LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a business platform, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean you can't use emojis. Okay, seems like we love this lollipop emoji, but trust me, there are more emojis that you can use even if you're trying to make bullet points. So this content is talking about business registration. And we start by saying if you're a business owner and you haven't registered your company, you're treating yourself good. Somebody will want to ask how. So the rest of the content covers that, of course. And then at the end, we say, do you want to start enjoying the benefits of business registration? Click on this link to register your business. We'll take the stress away because anybody in Nigeria knows that anything you want to do, is going to be stressful. So we're telling you we'll take the stress away, you get all the benefits. Just click this link, let's chat. If somebody clicks this link, and I believe some people do, this content was successful. Now, the success of your content also depends on where you put it. If you just write something and put it in your archive, nobody is going to interact with it. Nobody's going to learn from it. Nobody's going to click on any link. Nobody's going to do anything because, well, nobody knows that it exists. So your distribution channel, your promotion methods also determine how successful your content will be. And also graphics. Graphics goes a long way in boosting content. So that's why sometimes um some business owners, again, another digression, some business owners request that images be um edited or changed, replaced so that it can reflect the message of the content. So pictures they say worth more than 1,000 words, right? Is that the same? Anyway, finally, Instagram posts. Now, this is a more graphical or should I say visual platform. And whether it's carousels or single posts or whatever it is that any business is creating on social media, believe me, there is a writer behind those things. Content don't just appear out of nowhere, right? Somebody writes it, somebody does the design, and somebody posts it, right? So this is a carousel. I wrote this content, right? Like the content on this particular carousel, at least I contributed to the final writing. So the first carousel is saying how to publish on Amazon without writing code. This opening line alone is attractive. You know why? Because there is so much hype around Amazon right now. Like it's been going on for 2022 and it's probably going to extend till 2, 3 years after 2022. So how to publish on Amazon without writing a word. Anybody looking for quick money is going to want to say, wow, I don't have to write anything. Please count me in. So once somebody swipes, you know that your content is successful. That's even the first thing. If there is a swipe, of course, we cannot measure swipe, so to speak, because we don't know who is swiping and who isn't. But anyway, if somebody swipes, that content has been successful because it means that your initial start has drawn the person into the extent that they want to read the next thing that you wrote, right? So we go on, we said, you can publish legally, blah, 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 save this post for later. That's one call to action. Then the next one will tell you that there are two ways to publish without writing. And then my screen is big. Okay, the first is creating notebooks. The second is creating a color book. And then we say, if you want to know how, there is a full guide on our blog. So click, and this is the caption. There are tons of people earning royalties from Amazon without writing code. So click the link in bio for the guide. This particular content is going to draw traffic blog. Why? Because it solves a particular problem. And even in that blog post, this is another digression. Your method of presentation and the way you link out to other reasonable resources is going to determine the kind of traffic that you get. In this particular blog post that we're sending this person to, the only thing you're going to learn is how to publish without writing a word. Like, it's not how to publish in details or how to create an account. That's not what it covers. It simply tells you that you can actually sell books without writing, and this is how to design it, this is how to do it. Now, at the end of that content, or somewhere in the middle, there's a part where we say Amazon KDP publishing, head to toe from scratch. You can learn it here. So, the success of your content depends on a lot of factors, but at the end of the day, you are the writer, and you are the driving force behind that content. So you should determine what it looks like. You should keep in mind where you're supposed to be promoting that content so that you can create the best possible sample that is going to go out and make your clients or make your business or whatever it is that you're creating for is going to do the exact thing that it's meant to do. So that is the end of social media writing. See you in the next video.